Today we have the Mainstays 3-shelf bookcase black. Got this from Walmart. It does come with, if you have the Built app, B-I-L-T, you can download the instructions for this. Usually that comes in handy when you have something very complicated to put together, but I think we're just going to try to put this together with the directions that came with it and some common sense. Alright, box is open. I like to kind of get all my pieces out first. I'm going to set them on my two little stools here that I got ready for it. Looks like that's going to be the back of it. Like each piece is labeled A, B, C, D, and so on. Alright, that's everything. Here's the instructions we're going to go by. Got some hardware. Get rid of this styrofoam mess and use the box to build it on rather than my nasty floor, so I don't get it all stuffed up. Alright, I'm going to take a quick read of the directions here and see where we're going. First step is to put some dowel pins in, sections A and B, on the sides. Alright, probably didn't want to go all the way in with that one. I figured there was a stop in there, but doesn't look like there is. So you're just going to have to kind of eyeball it. We'll try to pull that one back out in a minute. Probably take the pliers. I'm just putting these in about halfway. I'll take two more. All right. That is done. Alright, it says those dowel pins should go in to where there's about 3/8 of an inch still left protruding out. So I just took a tape measure, went around each one, got it approximately with 3/8 inch of the dowel pin sticking out. Next step is to put this piece on, and you can just push these dowel pins as far as they will go. Holes are all pre-drilled. Fairly simple process. I suppose if you wanted to get a little more thorough here, you could have used glue on these dowel pins, but this isn't a very expensive stand. It's just going to be used for a bookcase, so I'm not really concerned about it. Alright, next step is to grab section D and put that together with A and B. It looks like B is going to go as such. And A is going to go back here. I don't think it makes, oh yeah, it does make a difference. So we're going to have the unfinished side up. Alright. Then we're going to take D, and that is going to go Let's see if we can get this down here a little better. Side with the holes for the dowel pins. That one's in. And let's move this over just a little bit. Keep it on the cardboard. That one's in. Move on. So like now we're going to put some screws in. Screws are going to go right on these 4 holes on the outside here. And we're going to be using the long ones, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are little Allen wrench heads. Comes with a little Allen wrench, but if you have something quicker, I'd say go for it. Going to get each one started, and I'm going to get those tightened up. Come back in a minute. All right, that's together, and we're just going to repeat the same steps over here on the side C. And make sure all your unfinished edges line up. Or I should say match up. You don't want to put it on this way, even though you could. It's going to be wrong because then you're going to have an unfinished edge showing, and you don't want that. All right. And there we go. So we'll get this on. Four more screws. Gonna get those tight, I'll be right back. Okay, the frame basically is done. A little tedious using that little Allen wrench that came with it, but I'm just trying to see how long it takes the average person to put together with the tools that were included. But if you have a garage full of tools, I'm sure you have an Allen wrench screwdriver or an Allen wrench bit that you could put in a drill and probably have this together a lot faster. But we're just going to see how long it takes for the average person who doesn't have a garage full of tools. All right. Looks like next step is to lay it on its front and get our backboard in place. It does have little indentations on the backboard to show you at least where each nail should go. And I'm going to line this up as evenly as possible and go ahead and put in a few nails. Doesn't look like this is going to line up perfectly. Let's just start on one side and see where we get with it. Let me get this corner good here. And this side nice and straight. We're going to go ahead and get one of our nails started. I'm going to leave that be for a minute. I'm not going to pound it all the way in. Just want to see how we're going to line up here. Yeah, as I said, not a perfect fit. You won't notice it once it's together, but not perfect. So we're going to do the best we can. Sucker. Yeah, this isn't the perfect idea. I'm trying to hold this cardboard nice and tight here and get this screw going, or nail going at the same time. All right, I'm going to complete putting all the nails in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the holes in the back of this cardboard here weren't, you couldn't see where each nail went actually, so I kind of just averaged it out. I ended up with one extra nail, so I put 3 here across and 2 here across. So it's just how I did it. No rhyme or reason. It's on there good and sturdy. Well, made a big mistake here. I put the back on wrong. Seems like every time I make one of these videos, I screw something up by not paying attention. Do you see the black part here is supposed to be on the inside. So not sure what I'm going to do here. I'm going to try to take it off and fix it. We'll see how that works out for me. Maybe the company might be nice and just send me another back. But I'm going to give it a shot here. Pull out each nail and try to see if I can reverse it without screwing it up too bad. So I'm just kind of taking a tack remover here and getting up to the nail and letting the cardboard slip right over it. And what I'll do when I put it back together is I'll just offset the nails from the original holes, and hopefully you'll never notice anything unless you looked in the back. Okay, I was actually able to get that off and reverse it. No worse for the wear. Got some extra holes here where the nails went originally, but looks fine to me. Turn this baby around, and comes with these little black caps to push into each one of the screw holes or screws there, just for aesthetics. Other than that, you got your little shelf supports that'll go into the holes there, 4 for each shelf, and you can put those where you want depending on where you want the shelf at. All said and done with my screw up, I'd say this took me about less than an hour, about 50 minutes or so. Let's say 20 minutes of that went to replacing that back that I messed up on. So about a half hour, let's call it, for the average person to put this thing together. I'm going to clean it off a little bit. There's a lot of styrofoam and dust on this. Probably take a vacuum to it, then a rag, and wipe it out. and bring it in the house and put it to use. Other than that, looks like a nice sturdy particle board piece of furniture. But inexpensive enough, and it will serve a purpose. So that's all we're looking to do right now, is get some books off of the floor and get them on a shelf nice and neatly stacked. So it'll work well for that. All right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.